In this video, I'm going to do some live tennis trading demonstrations of the common strategy of laying the first set winner. If you're unfamiliar with it, I'm going to give you a quick rundown of the strategy before following it up with some real life examples, which will include some extra tips that have never been before seen on this channel. Go grab a nice cold beer or a large Coke with extra ice and let's get into it. So we have covered this strategy before in a lot of detail, and we even have a free PDF of the most basic version of it so you can get the full step-by-step. So I'm not going to bore anyone by going over the full details again. I will give you a basic overview, but if you do just want a copy of the PDF, click the link below to download your free copy. Do it right now, and the PDF should be in your inbox by the time the video is complete. And the full details of the basic version of the strategy that we're going to be using in the video today will be inside that, okay? But anyway, here's a quick basic overview for those who are new to this, just so we're all on the same page and understanding what we're about to see in these live demonstrations. So with this strategy, we lay the winner of the first set. Now, most commonly, we want to lay the winner of the first set if it's the underdog who has won the first set. That's usually the best way to approach a strategy like this, because that favorite probably going to put some pressure on the underdog to get back into it. And then what we're looking for, the most ideal scenario, is we're going to look for the loser of the first set to score the first break of serve in set two, and then that should allow us to lock in a profit. Okay, now a lot of people misunderstand what we're trying to achieve with this strategy, and they kind of say, oh, so we're basically betting that the player who lost the first set is going to win the second set. So I do want to stress that we don't actually need that player to win the second set in order to profit. We just need them to score, ideally, the first break of serve, or even just threaten to score a break of serve can be enough, okay? Especially if it is the underdog who won the first set against a strong favorite. If that second set begins and that strong favorite is threatening to get back into it, that's usually enough to move the market into a very profitable situation, okay? And so let me explain more of this. And why does this happen? It happens due to the market overreaction. Now, I grabbed this chart, and this was actually showing a favorite who won the first set, okay? So this is one of the harder situations to come across, and you get much bigger reactions, overreactions, when it is the underdog broken in the second set. But you can see on this chart, you can see that the favorite won the first set, traded down to what looks like around 1.1, but then conceded the first break of serve in the second set. And as you look, the price went back up almost to the starting price, which, I mean, think about it. Does it really make sense that they've gone all the way back almost to the starting price when they've won the first set? So they only need to win one more set to win the whole match. So it kind of feels like a bit of an overreaction, and this has been happening in tennis for absolutely years. But keep in mind, don't get me wrong, the tennis markets are efficient, but remember, the tennis markets are pricing the players up based on their probability of winning the match, okay? And that's not what we're looking for as tennis traders. As tennis traders, we're looking more for the probability of a price swing. We're not really concerned about who's actually going to go on and win it. We just want to be in a situation where we can we can lay low and back high, or back high and lay low. So effectively, if a player is a break ahead in the second set, it is true they are favorite to then win that second set, and thus their overall odds should theoretically move to where they are. So these odds and this price of this favorite drifting back to the starting price is probably right if you are pricing it up based on who's going to win the match, because the markets are now assuming that the player who's leading in the second set is going to win the second set, and then probably heading into the final set, that's probably a fair price for that favorite to go on and win the match. But as tennis traders, we all know that there can be many twists to the tail and probably more market movements to come. So that is why we would take the profit from the price movement rather than, as mentioned, having a bet on that player to win the second set, okay? Because as tennis traders, I mean, we could do this multiple times. Those odds in this chart especially, you can see that they're going back down to 1.1. and maybe we could lay again and look to get that trade in again and rinse and repeat. I mean, it could go on forever. Anyway, let's definitely check out some real life examples so you can understand a lot more about this. But before we get into it, I do just want to say the doors are currently open. As I upload this video, the doors are currently open to this, the premium course, where you can learn all the tennis trading strategies in full with step-by-step instructions. It is the complete course, Ultimate Tennis Trading. It's the first time we've opened in a few months. And as I said, as I upload it, there are still spots left for those who want to take their tennis trading to the next level. But the doors will close midnight on Friday for the summer, at least, maybe even longer. Okay, if you are interested, click the link in the description, enter your very best email address, and we'll email you with the details if there are still spots available. If you're too late and there are no spots available, you have to go on the waiting list for the next opening. Okay, either way, you're going to get an email back, and you do get full 5 strategies, including the boomerang strategy, which is my more advanced, more profitable version of the strategy we're looking at in this video. Okay, so as said, submit your email address right now and you should get an email back by the time the video is finished with your next steps. Anyway, let's dive in to these real life examples so you can understand this strategy in full. So here's a women's match from Poland. Okay, so Kała against Kozlova, and so Kała, slight underdogs, won the first set 7-5, so very tight first set and fair few breaks of serve. Okay, so anyway, let's lay Kała because this should be another tight second set. That's what we're expecting, so let's get involved here, and we're going to lay at 1.48. okay, we're going to go in there, and ideally in a perfect world we would just see Kozlova score the first break point of the second set and we could just lock in our profit. But let's see what happens.
15-40.
So this is pretty much what you want at the start of the second set. It has gone 15-40, so it's 2 breakpoint opportunities for Kozlova to get back into it and for us to turn this into a profit. Looks like she's going to miss one of those, or is she? All right, the ball's still in play. Let's see what happens. Okay, and she's got it. So yeah, that was an interesting one. And so what we do, we've got the move, and you can see the price has drifted out to 1.7-ish, just 1 point. Let's lock it in. And so there you go. So nice early profit. Let's just show you the chart. Remember, we observed it was a pretty tight first set with lots of breaks of serve from both players. So it's not really a surprise. Remember, when you're entering these trades, the thought process is, look, do we think that if we lay Kała at 1.5 that she's going to be so dominant it's just going to go from 1.5 down to 1.01? Or are we going to get a chance for a swing in the odds? And based on that first set, it seemed pretty obvious. Okay, so nice in and out with a quick lay the leader trade in this one. So when you're using this strategy, it doesn't necessarily have to be laying an underdog who's won the first set. You could lay a favorite who has won the first set, and that's what we've just done here. So Danilovic is the favorite for this match, and she's won the first set. However, it was quite a tight first set. She won it 6-4. So the question you've always got to ask yourself is, where is this price going next? Okay, let's just bring up the chart and take a look. So Danilovic has won it, and you can see it was kind of tight. It got a little bit tense near the end. But the question to ask ourselves, where is this going next? Is Danilovic going to be so dominant in the second set that it goes down to 1.01 and we don't get a chance to trade out? Or do we expect this price to go up higher and we're expecting another competitive set? I mean, we saw a competitive set just now, so good chance this one will be competitive as well. So anyway, let's see. We got in the market. We're opposing a favorite in this particular example. So early in the second set, it's now break point in favor of Zhang. Remember, we laid at 1.29. The price has already gone out to 1.49. Let's see if she can convert this break point. Let's see what happens. Yep, the odds have already moved, so there you go. So she's converted that break point So it is just a matter of taking the profit here, and let me just show you something that we could potentially do, and you might want to consider when you are opposing a favorite, is just to leave all the green on the favorite, because remember, they were the favorite at the end of the day, so the probability is in favor of them going on to win this match from here. So that's another option. Just wanted to show you that, but to keep it simple, we're just gonna exit and lock in the profit, okay, on both outcomes. So just a quick example there of when you might want to use this, laying the favorite. It's a bit more low risk, and it can be a great opportunity if you spot it. So I've still got more examples to come, but if you like what you're seeing, then don't forget to hit the like button. This helps to support the channel, helps us to keep going. Remember, these videos take a lot of time, effort, and research to produce for your education. So just clicking the like button is a nice way to return the favor. And if you want to be the first to get more videos like this in future, you should probably hit that subscribe button and the notification bell while you're there too. Anyway, let's keep going. I've got some more real life examples, including, like I said, some tips never before seen on this channel before. Check this out. So here's a men's match that we're going to get involved in, and I mean, usually you probably wouldn't want to get involved in men's matches, especially if you're a beginner, but let me just show you. If we look at the point by point in that first set, that was I mean, 2 breaks to serve each, okay, so and then not exactly the most efficient tie break, so it's a pretty open match for a men's match. You would probably think this was a women's match based on that. So this looks good for getting involved with, and what we're going to do is I'm going to get involved with laying the leader, but we're going to go for a slightly different approach here. And what I'm going to do, because there is notoriously lower breaks to serve in the men's match, in the men's side of things, we know that for a fact. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to look to try and green up when there is at least pressure on the serve and show you a slightly different approach, okay? So if it goes to love 30, 15, 40 or similar, I'll look to try and take a profit in those scenarios, okay? And that way we can still make a profit and we don't even need a breaker serve, okay? So anyway, let me show you how this will work. Once the second set begins, I'll give you an update once we get into a significant situation. And so this is pretty much the situation I was talking about. It's just gone advantage to Krajinic. So this is a breakpoint opportunity for him. So we can just green this up. I mean, sometimes you might want to leave it if it is just that single breakpoint in this situation. But as we know, the men can serve pretty strongly. And so it is worth just taking the profit out from here. So right now we're going to make this profit no matter what. Let's see just for fun if he converts the break point. No, he doesn't. Okay, so that you'll often see that in the men's game, but we've made our profit. And so what can happen from now is that if Alcaraz goes on to win the service game, you know what, we can repeat the trade and we can try and do it again, because we're going to expect Krajinic to put a lot of pressure on Alcaraz's serve like he has done already. Let me just bring up the chart and show you. Remember, we got in around, what was it, 1.30. okay, so we got in what looks clearly like a nice support point, and we've made that profit with that trade up to 1.5, and we haven't even needed the break point. Okay, we haven't needed a break point to be converted, so we could look to repeat that trade again and then see what happens from there. And just to quickly update you, we never actually got the opportunity to repeat the trade because Krajinic did break and then also secured the break after that. So it was an even bigger price move, okay? But the main point of this little demonstration was just to show you that you can still profit without that break point being converted. But it's kind of good because it shows you at the same time what you're missing out on if you hang in for that break point to be converted, okay? So there could be an even bigger price move. I mean, if you just hang in just for pressure on the serve, you probably get a lot of frequent wins, but the real big win is usually made with the actual breaker serve, especially in the men's game. So anyway, nice little example there, just to show people that, you know what, when you are laying the leader, you don't necessarily need that breaker serve in order to make a profit. So what's happened here was Rus won the first set, 6-4, quite a tight first set. Bronzetti served just now in this second set, and in fact, hold on, let me just get let's get the stakes into the market. So Bronzetti has lost her serve early in this second set, okay? So the odds have gone really, really low now on Gabriela Rus. It's a set and a breakup, but we can still kind of go in for the trade, and well, the risk is even lower. So anyway, let's see what happens from here. Okay, we laid her at 1.1, so let's see what happens next. And so it was an instant break back from Bronzetti. So what we can do is we can pretty much look to try and remove all the risk from the trade. I have to be quick here, as you can see. So I put in that bet there at 1.18, and let's see if some of this gets taken. Probably not going to get taken now after that fault. But anyway, what we can do now is we can look to remove the risk from the trade and then see if Bronzetti can actually get ahead in the second set, because that's what's going to give us the biggest price move of all. Okay, so yeah, as you can see, we entered there at 1.1, and now let's see if she can really get back into it and we can get a bigger price move. But importantly, in the meantime, we want to just try and eliminate all risk where possible and get this down as low as possible. Let's see what happens anyway. And so just to show you, Bronzetti did win that service game. She got in a bit of a pickle in that last clip, but she's got it, and the price has now gone up to 1.27. But we've got pretty much all the risk out of the trade, okay? Save for that 50 pence before anyone points that out. So anyway, let's see. We've got no risk in this. And if Bronzetti can get ahead in the second set, you should be able to lock in a very nice profit. Let's see what happens. And Bronzetti has just broken Rus's serve to go 3-1 up in this second set. So she's got ahead, and that's what we were looking for. Let me just try and cash this out, because she's about to serve, and that's when the prices can go all over the place, okay? So anyway, we've locked in £62. Remember, our initial exposure in the market was £50, and one thing you always want to try and aim for is to try and make a bigger profit than what you are actually risking. That's always helpful in the long term. But anyway, the main kind of point of this little clip and this little trade was just to kind of show you a bit of a lower risk leader entry point. It could be when the leader has won that first set and then also broken early in the second set, and then you can get in, and it's a real low risk high reward situation. And now you can see how quickly Bronzetti has turned this around. And let me just for curiosity's sake, you can see, look, Rus went down to 1.08 so far, now out to 1.44, and it's getting pretty interesting. But yeah, anyway, quick example. Hope you liked it. And if you did like the look of this strategy and want to learn the most advanced and profitable version of it, then inside the course, the strategy to look for is the boomerang strategy. And I go into a lot more detail, including how to spot the very best opportunities for this strategy. Also, more importantly, how to minimize your risk when trading, including the 3 strikes rule, which can help keep those losses to a minimum when you're trading with this strategy. As said, and I've said it a lot in these videos, when it comes to tennis trading, it's not just about winning the trades, it's about keeping those losing trades as low as possible. So if you want to learn all of that and much more, and as mentioned earlier, we will be closing this for the summer at midnight on Friday, so there's really not a lot of time left. And if you are interested, click the link in the description, submit your email address so you can get an invite. More than likely, you're probably going to be too late. And if that's the case, I will just put you on the waiting list for the next opening. But either way, if you are interested, you want to click the link and submit your email address. Remember, inside Ultimate Tennis Trading, you will get everything we've seen and much, much more. And you'll be able to learn tennis trading in full. You will learn how to trade a tennis match from start to finish, even if you know nothing about tennis. That is exactly who the course is aimed at. When I started, I didn't know anything about tennis, and you could argue I still don't know much about tennis, and you don't need to. You don't need to know much about it. It's all about the numbers, reading the charts, looking out for the profitable setup opportunities, and then getting involved, okay? You will learn how to do the pre-match research to pick out your own trades. Remember, we're not looking for the winners. We're looking for the ideal trading matches, and it only takes a quick 30 seconds to know what to look for, and then you can dive in and get involved in those. If you want to follow the match live, you will learn how to read a tennis match as well. You get 3 low-risk strategies, one for each set. So you could use one strategy in set 1, the next one in set 2 and the other one in set 3. Sometimes it comes up like that as well. And then there's also 2 advanced strategies. And again, you could use all of these strategies, all 5, one after the other. You do get some matches which actually fit every single strategy. They do come along. But either way, as mentioned, I mean, it is a case of using one strategy. If you take a loss on one strategy, there is another strategy you could use, which maybe could get rid of that loss and put you back into profit and all that sort of thing, especially without taking silly risks, no silly recovery stuff, anything like that, okay? Either way, everything you need to learn is inside that course. If you are interested, the doors will close midnight on Friday. Click the link in the description, submit your very, very best email address, and like I said, if it is too late, you'll be on the waiting list for the next opening, especially if you're watching this video in the future. But anyway, if you want to see even more live trading demonstrations, live tennis trading demonstrations as well, the video on the screen should be very, very good for you to check out. So do you know what? Just click on that video, go grab another nice cold beer, and I will see you in the next video.